Welcome to my apiary. This is my frame building jig, and minus the pieces of wood that go in here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a few of these. I actually, the other day I was messing around and I cut up all the material. I built one that day, but I cut enough material actually for 5 more. I kind of got carried away, but anyway, I cut up enough material for 5 more, and so I'm going to build those 5 today, and I'll step you along as I do that. They're fairly easy build. The way I've got them now, you see this one here. You see how I've built this. I've actually built this out of one piece of lumber, and I've cut this out. It's a little bit of a tricky cut doing that. And then same thing, this is one piece of lumber and I've cut these out here. This is not difficult at all, but I've simplified that. And what I do now is I'll make 3 pieces of wood. I'll make this piece, and then this piece and this piece, and I just glue them all together. And that makes it a lot easier. One of my big challenges with these is this dimension is not very important. Okay, generally I'll build this. Look at this old one; it's all cracked here. Generally, I'll build this so that I can fit 10 frames in it. You know, it doesn't matter what you do there. However, this dimension here, between here and here, is very important, because that's the inside dimension of the end bars minus those pieces I slide in. And I would like to make this piece and this piece the same size, but I can't, because this piece needs to be a particular length, and that would be a little too short for this piece if I want to get 10 frames in this. So now I've got 2 pieces. They're about 1/4 of an inch difference in length. So that's the way it is. I'll bring you over here closer and we'll start doing some build here. I'll share this process with you. Okay, now this is a pretty easy build. It's straightforward. However, I find that it's really easy to do it wrong, and I think the root of the problem is exactly the fact that these 2 pieces, you look at how close length those 2 pieces are. It's literally 1/4, 3/16 of an inch difference. So you can easily get that wrong. And you might not guess which the longer piece is. I think the longer piece is the longer piece is actually this piece. So the longer piece is what I would call a side, and the shorter piece is what I would call the front. And so other than that, I have bundled up pieces here. They're just basically 3/4 inch square, and those then are going to be the top parts. And you can easily see the dimensions. The long top part is on the front and back. So top and bottom, front and back. And this one, I actually ran screws through this one here. But it's kind of tricky because it's small wooden pieces, and you can easily blow that out, crack them, and if you crack them, then you know you're not going to get any mechanical adhesion at all. All my little wrappers off. Okay. These are the front. The front pieces are the longer. Like that. And so that has to go like that, and that has to go like that. Some of these have factory edges, so I want to put the factory edge out. I'm going to be sanding that anyway. So that's this and this. I'm going to put this stack beside that one so that I know those two go together. Okay, this is kind of the layout here. Okay, so here I'm working with 3/4 inch material. The overall height of this really isn't that important. I kind of keep it down because when I'm doing medium frames, if I'm doing deep frames, then my first jig for deep frames, it was a lot taller. I think I made it out of 1x6. And that was too tall for mediums. This seems to be a nice height. I think what I've got here is about 3/4 high and 2 inches high and 3/4. So we're looking at 3.5 inches tall overall. So this piece in the center here, of course, is 2 inches tall. It's 15 5/8 inches long. And you can see that these 3/4 inch pieces intersect here. And so this small piece on top is going to be 1.5 inches shorter than that, which then makes it 14 1/8 long. Okay, so as far as width, these long pieces on top are, and I just build it to fit, so I don't build it really to a certain size. These are actually 19 7/16 wide. They're actually not quite 19 7/16. But if you make it a little bit longer, you can build it to fit, and then you can sand the ends. Okay, so 19 7/16 for that. This one, the short one in the front, is 15 1/4. That's 15 1/4. One of the kind of the, I would say difficult, but you can see that this all fits together real easy and nice, except for this piece right here. That has to sit kind of right in the center of that, because that's going to determine where the frame, these pieces that go through in here hold the frame ends, the end bars. So that has to be right in the center there. And I can measure that, and then I can just kind of use that measurement as where I'm going to put that. I normally will put that end together first. So I'm just doing a mock-up here to kind of show you what's going on and to get in my head what's going on here. So this should be really the same size, which it is. All right. Okay, I'm going to put this front here together first. And then what I need to do for that, I want to get my little ruler and a sharp pencil, and I'm just going to make a line right there, right at the end of this. When I get this in the center, that's 2 1/8. It's about 2 1/16. Should be center. Okay, then I'm going to make a line there. And I can do the same on this one. Actually, it's not that one I want to make a line on. I can do the same on this one. so that I know where those should go. I've got my stapler here. I've got 1.5 inch, 1.25 inch staples in there. So we'll go through that 3/4 nicely. I should just do all 5 of these at one time. Just confidence in knowing what I'm doing. So I'll spread the glue on here first because I know exactly how big that glue surface is on here. If I were to spread it here, I'd be guessing where to stop, you know. It's the little things. So I'll set that right on there. I'm going to transfer my mark around the side just a little because I want to be able to see that the other way up to staple it. Okay, that's written in stone. Okay, I'm going to get a wet cloth. These are not meant to be used outdoors, so I don't need to use waterproof glue. You can use waterproof glue. It's just a little more money. So we got that. And I could put this one on the top. However, I need to sandwich the next piece in there, so I don't want to do that quite yet. But I think I know what I'm doing with that. So I think I'm going to put together 10 of these. I'll put together 10 and then I'll realize where I did it wrong. Okay, so that's that part, right? That's the long. Okay. And that's that part. Correct. I'm going to mark another 2 1/8. So we'll just do that. What I'll do is I'll mark it on the side so I can see it from the top. I'm really quite surprised that these caused me so much grief building them. Look what I did. I put it on the wrong piece. It's not supposed to be glue there. Which part did I use? This one? Yes. So they're both here. There's first parts. Oh, that one slid sideways on me. I don't want that. It'll make a mess though. Let's try that again. Okay, gotta get my groove on here. This is a project you could do this without staples, but because there's so many different pieces, you'd need to set each pair and clamp and then, you know, leave it overnight or something. So the staples really just save time. Okay, so now I have my front and my back. And what I can do, I think, is my next move. I shall put I'll line up this and put a little staple in there. It's a pretty small little place to join material, but that's what has to happen. I'll try to flush it here best I can. I can see that those two pieces are, for some reason, one's a little taller than the other, which is weird because I did size them all identically before I started. I'll just drive a staple in that. Okay, so now I can go ahead and put this piece in there. Then I'll get more glue surface. I'll put it all the way along here. I want to push that joint tight because there's not going to be a staple holding that together laterally. I can do likewise on this side here. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and glue that whole thing, since that's what I'm doing. In that order. Flush that corner. And then get my next piece. I'll put some glue on that. A little bit of glue on this end green. There's a little ledge here I can push against to make this joint tight, like that. So now we're in a home stretch. I don't need to measure these pieces for alignment because we're just flushing here. So I'll put some glue on there. I can glue most of this because I'll be assembling this right away. And I do want to install these next. I'll just run all the glue. I have to remember that, you know, something like this, the glue is a great benefit. It keeps things from getting wobbly over time. But I need to remember that I'm not building a boat here. Don't need to have absolutely 100% amazing, incredible glue coverage. But I can't help but glue in each joint. Just who I am. So squeeze that together. Put this one on next. Okay, looks like this one is complete. So it still rocks a bit, but I mean that's because there's really not much holding them together here at the corners. And that's where the glue really comes in. Once that glue sets, that'll be solid. And then I go ahead and sand that. I don't know if I'll be applying a finish or not. I highly recommend a finish because the glue sticks to them and then they become difficult to use. So now if I can remember my order of operations, I'll be doing good. I'll put that this way so I can see it. So I think what I did was I got a couple of these and I turned these over and installed this. Installed one end of this anyway. I think that's what I did. I don't know if I mentioned why I'm building 5 of these. I'm building 5 of these. I'm going to take them to the bee club, and they can either raffle them off or sell them for just to support the bee club's finances. And it makes people happy too, you know. Nice to see people happy. I love the fact that we can meet now in person. So I want to put this top piece in here next, don't I? All right, so now just get a little bit of glue on there. Two down, 3 to go. These take a while to sand too. There's a lot of sanding involved. Sand it inside, outside, top and bottom. I want to get all the squeeze out because I want to sand them right away. And that squeeze out, just get in the sandpaper. Ruin my sandpaper. Okay, we'll do it again. See, time after time, I should review the video because I can't remember exactly how I do it every time. I think what I did was I start with this, don't I? Start with this. Start with this. Oh yeah, that glue is pretty stiff. It's hard to squeeze out of there. Okay. I'm just gonna run this because I feel like I know what I'm doing by this point. Faith cometh before a fall, right? Spread a ton of glue and then realize, oh no, I did it wrong. And then it's just long and short pieces. I don't have any I don't have any choice but to do it right. Well, I could put a short piece there, but I'd notice that pretty fast. Maybe. Oh, I filled my container full of stiff glue and now I can't get it out. I'll have to put some water in it maybe. It doesn't look like it. I'm really squeezing on that really hard. This corner is probably the most important place to have glue. That's where the assembly would tend to rack the most. Done. I guess you can see it. Done. Like the rodeo. Five. Now I spend the rest of my day sanding. Now, since watching me sanding probably is the most unenjoyable thing you could imagine, well, maybe not, but not very interesting, I'm going to end this. Thank you for watching, and I hope this helps. If I don't forget, I'll put a link in the description with dimensions on this. I can put a link to the SketchUp library online where you can see the diagrams. And I'll also link here videos that I made on using the jig, because I only assume that people would know how to use it, but it's not. That's not a safe assumption. I've given these away before, and people say, hey, well, I don't know how to use it. So that's okay. That's why I made the videos on how to use the jig to make frames, and I think it really speeds things up. Just helps you build them 10 at a time instead of one at a time. So I'll stop rambling. Thanks again for watching. You have a great day. Stay safe. Take care and have fun.